Today we're reinventing a classic. It's a comfort food twist you didn't even know you needed. We're going to whip up a mouth-watering sweet potato cottage pie. This dish combines the savoury goodness of steak mince with a sweet touch of smooth, creamy sweet potatoes. When it comes out of the oven all bubbly and slightly crispy on top, you'll see and smell the magic I'm talking about.
Hey, I'm Richard, this is Scott Baptiste and welcome back to my Food for Fitness kitchen. For those of you who watched a few of my recipes before, you know I love to put a spin on the classics. Now, as we're officially into autumn, cottage pies are one of the recipes of the season. And if you want a cottage pie, but you fancy doing something a little bit different with it, then this is the recipe for you. It's really easy to make, it's a winner if you're hosting dinner, and you'll be able to get all the ingredients in your local supermarket. Nothing fancy required. But before we get started, drop me a comment below and let me know if you've ever made a sweet potato cottage pie before, or if you've always just cooked the traditional kind, or if you've done something a bit different with cottage pies or shepherd's pies. Comment below and let me know what you've done in the past. Anyway, get your apron on, get your oven preheated. This is how you cook it.
Start off by peeling and chopping your sweet tatties, and then you're going to pop them in a pan and boil them for about 15 to 20 minutes. And while that's happening, you're going to prep your veggies. So chop up 2 onions, 2 parsnips and 2 carrots, and try and get them as small as you can so you don't have big chunky bits in your sauce. Then you're going to add all of that to a large pan with a little bit of oil on a medium heat and gently fry them until they start to soften and the onions start turning golden brown. To that, you're then going to add 15 grams or a tablespoon of minced or pureed garlic, fry for a further 30 seconds, and then add your steak mince. At this point in the video, it'd be fantastic if you could click that like button. It really does help support the channel and I would very much appreciate it. Then once that mince has been browned, you're going to add 2 tablespoons of just normal plain flour. This just helps thicken things somewhat. And stir all that through before adding your liquids. Then add 150 ml of red wine and 500 ml of beef stock. If you don't drink, you could add extra stock instead of the wine. A teaspoon of cinnamon, that's a little secret ingredient to give it a lovely warming flavour. Some mixed herbs, balsamic vinegar, and then 1 tablespoon of tomato puree. Mix all of that through and you want to simmer for about 25 to 30 minutes just to allow the sauce to nicely thicken up, and make sure you stir it every now and again. Then you're going to tip the whole lot into a large lasagna dish, or we could call it a cottage pie dish, and then mash up those sweet tatties, add a half teaspoon of salt along with some rosemary and 10 grams of butter. Mix all of that through so it's nice and creamy and it's probably smelling delicious at this stage. And here's a little tip. If you leave the mince to cool slightly, so leave it for about 10 minutes before adding the sweet potato, that'll stop the sweet potato sinking into the mixture. So yeah, like I said, give it about 10 minutes and then add the sweet potato on top, smooth it all out, and then take a fork over the back of it. This just allows it to have more surface area and allows the little bits to crisp up when we cook it under the oven. And then you're going to pop it in the oven for about 30 to 40 minutes around 200 degrees. Take it out, garnish with some green, and just get stuck in.
So that is how you cook sweet potato cottage pie. If you want the full recipe along with all the calories and macros, just click below to download my Food for Fitness recipes app. There's a link in the description and you will be able to get this full recipe along with more than 280 other high protein recipes. So I'm going to go and eat this, but before you go, make sure to subscribe if you haven't had a chance yet, if you are a new viewer or if you've just not done it, because that means as soon as I post a high protein recipe, you'll get notified straight away. And drop me a comment below and let me know if you prefer doing cottage pie with sweet potatoes or white potato. Let me know what your favourite is. But you've got to make this first, then leave a comment. Anyway, I'll speak to you later.